I'm making healthy stuff and you wouldn't know about it.
Oh my God. I've got top cinematography skills. One thing I want to talk about is friends, and I don't even know how to When it comes to university, I think one of the best things to do is that when you do join university is to get a good network of friends where you're not always by yourself and that you can easily go to whenever you want and whenever you need them. People think that making friends is probably one of the most hardest things to do when you're at university. Yes and no. One of the most hardest things I think to do is making friends on your particular course. That is probably the most hardest thing you do, is because you're almost likely at different accommodations and you're always hanging out with different types of people. When it comes to your accommodation and where you're living, that is where your main group of friends would most likely be. When it comes to making friends in general, anytime throughout your life, whether you're at school, whether it's where you live, or where you go to university, you're always going to have the problem of making friends because you never know how long it's going to last, and if that is really the group of friends you want to be with, or particular friends that you really want to stay friends with. I mean, when I was younger, I had loads of problems making friends. I wasn't the easiest person to get along with. I was literally quite to myself and I really didn't like that many people. Throughout the years, obviously that started changing because obviously I got more confident with myself, so I started gaining more friends. And then that all changed when I got to college. I started off doing media and I had a good group of media friends. Sadly, when I did make the course change, I didn't really stay in contact with pretty much all of them. But then I think everything got better when I did change courses, because I gained friends which were more suited to me and that were kind of, I'd say probably like more relatable. So I was able to get along with them a lot more easier and spend time with them, and it was great. Everything was going really well. But then university comes along. The last thing you want is that you do not want to be friendless at university, because it's probably the most loneliest thing that you can ever do, really. And even your courses and your lecturers, they'll literally tell you that make friends, because friendship is the most important thing while you're at university, and it will be the thing that keeps driving you and helping you out whenever you need it. I mean, I've been very fortunate being here and making the friends that I have, because they're a really good group of friends and I wouldn't change them for anything. So in that sense, I've been quite lucky, because I do know people, and I have known people to actually be completely friendless and to be in that situation where they're giving up their course and they have nothing else to keep them where they are. So their result is to literally just move out and just leave university and that whole life, because they've got nothing going on. They've got no friends to fall back on, and the best choice for them is probably just to move out and go get some small jobs wherever they're living. The biggest tip for university is that while you go to university, as soon as you move in, start making friends, especially where you're living. That is the most best thing that you can do, is see who's about. Most likely, wherever you start living, there'll be like some sort of group chat on Facebook, pop up saying what's everyone up to, and just go and hang out with them. When I first moved in here, the only person in this flat was me and my mate Matt. So we basically just went to this person's flat because they were doing like a little get together there, because there wasn't a lot of people here on the first night. And then there ended up being quite a big group of us going out. The night we got here, we just went out, had a few drinks and got to know each other. And a few of them people that I met that night are pretty much still my friends now. So going about that the right way when you move into university is probably the best thing you can actually do. And most importantly, make friends with people that are in your flat as well, which is also very important. As even if you can't be friends, it will always be a good idea to stay on a civil basis. So that's always my top tip for university, is when as soon as you get there, make friends, and then you'll have a great time. So whenever you come back here to your accommodation, as well as work, which can stress you the hell out, you can easily just go on your phone and see who's about and go hang out with them for a little bit. So even though that's quite a little short video, I hope you enjoyed it. I've been very busy this week. This is why the video isn't probably as great, and it came out a little bit late than I would normally expect my videos to come out. And I hope you give me a thumbs up and possibly a subscribe, and I shall see you on the next video.